He is the Oscar-winning star of Crazy Heart, The Big Lebowski, a million other great ones, and the upcoming Bad Times at the El Royale. His documentary, Living in the Future's Past, opens today. Please welcome Jeff Bridges. There he is. How are you? You look fantastic. Hey. Oh, sure. Sure, now they're standing up. Well, I know you don't come here unless you have something on your mind. You're a busy guy and a private guy, and I appreciate that, but it's always something important. And I know it's the environment because I watched your documentary twice. It's fantastic. And I've heard you talk about it a little. I know you got your interest in the environment first from your father, because I used to watch that show.
Yeah, Sea Hunt, yeah.
Sea Hunt.
Yeah, he didn't know anything about the ocean before that show, and he got so involved with the health of the sea and how important it was, and that he brought the whole family with him in that.
And this is about the environment, but it's different in the sense that you're trying to find out how can we be at such a dire place and still not have reacted. Why are we hardwired humans to not react to a slow-moving crisis?
I don't think so. I think, we're hardwired to breathe and, grow fingernails and beat our hearts and stuff like that. But being hardwired to fail, I don't think that's really in our cards.
But don't we react only to things that are of doesn't the history of our environmental reactions bear this out? We react only to things that are immediate threats. That's the problem.
Yeah,
we're the frog in the pot.
Yeah, I just got an immediate threat. I was rescued by a helicopter by the debris flow in Santa Barbara, where 22 people were killed.
Debris flow.
Debris flow. This is due to the
mud?
The fire. There was a huge fire, the Thomas Fire in Santa Barbara.
Oh yeah,
and all the foliage was burned, and here comes the debris flow, the whole hillside, where boulders.
And it hit your house.
Hit our house. We were. Oh. Yeah, but that was after the movie was made. But it brought it all home.
Right.
But we when thinking about making this movie, we didn't want to do a doom and gloom kind of thing. There was enough movies about that. We didn't want to downplay the seriousness of our situation, but we wanted to shed new light on the thing. And we thought, let's do something. Let's kind of flip the hood up and examine what's making us tick as a species and why we are behaving the way we are in front of this enormous challenge we have.
So why haven't we done more?
Well, to look that far in the future that's not what we're really wired for. One of my it's such a tendency to kind of throw up your hands. I know I fight my own cynicism with this whole thing. When you think of the politicians and the news, and we often think, well, our politicians are going to save us. It's going to kind of trickle down. But we can't wait for these guys to, understand the scientific data.
I can't agree with that, because I think the only people who can solve this is government. I don't think this is like World War II. We're not going to. Yes, people can save tin and ration, but they're not going to defeat Hitler. It's going to take the government to tell people we have a carbon tax.
They definitely have a role. But we have a role as individuals, not only in voting, that's very important, and to vote with people who are in alignment with your thinking on how the environment should go. But here, let me just, can I say my thing?
No, that's,
don't say.
Of course, that's why we're here, for you to say your thing.
Yeah, well, here's the deal. This is what I think about, just personal responsibility. One of my heroes is Bucky Fuller. Buckminster Fuller.
Sure, of course.
His most amazing invention was the geodesic dome.
Right.
But he made a wonderful observation with the huge ocean-going tankers that we see. And he said the engineers were quite challenged by trying to get this huge rudder to turn this big ship. It took too much energy to turn that huge rudder. It had to be too big. So they came up with a beautiful, elegant solution. Let's put a little rudder on that big rudder, and that little rudder will turn the big rudder. The big rudder turns the ship. And that little rudder is called a trim tab. And Bucky said, this is a great metaphor for how the individual is connected to society. we think, oh, we're just this one little individual, but we're connected, man. I'm connected to you. I do this show.
I know, but the little rudder isn't doing that. It's buying an SUV.
Well, that's what this is. What we want. This is what the movie is encouraging people to do.
I know, but people don't give a shit, because I mean that's the problem is that if the government doesn't make all of us do it, people look. I was like one of the first people to have a Prius.
Yeah.
And after a while you look around, you're like, nobody else is helping. Why am I driving this shitty little thing? You know what I mean? You go like, why am I busting my balls and everybody else is? And if we've all decided we're going to go over the Grand Canyon, let's just hold hands and go. But I'm not going to be the one to deprive myself if everybody does it, including younger people who have more at stake than I do. I've had my fun with the earth.
So you throw your hands up and just say that's it?
No, not at all. Not at all. But I'm just saying, I think it has to be electing politicians who will make laws.
Yes, that's for sure. But that can't be all it is. It's also individuals. All of us are trim tabs, man. We're all connected. We can do, connect ourselves to organizations, man.
You're a good hippie.
Huh?
You're a good hippie.
The flower child have gone to seed, man. We're coming up again.